customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at SauterHeyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Hi, Sean Callahan here with Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and wow, what a year it was at Koppel. The Koppel family would like to say thank you for a record-setting sales year in 2025. Now let's start 2026 off with a bang. New GMC Sierra pickups starting at $12,500 off list or 0% APR. Also hot off the presses, new Terrain leases at $299 per month. That's right, $299 per month on new GMC Terrain leases. So please stop on in the store or online at koppelcars.com. Stock numbers G138852 and G165184, 2,500 down with proof credit.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Hey guys, this is former UFC fighter and mixed martial artist Anthony Lionheartsman. The Upside Bar and Lounge in South Lincoln is the go-to spot for every UFC event, prelims, and main card. There's never a cover, so make sure you get there early and stay late. Upside Bar and Lounge has daily specials, a margarita club, and a taco club. And don't forget, they just added Buzz Bowls to their menu. Learn more about upcoming events by visiting UpsideBarLNK.com and stop into their South Lincoln location for every UFC event on 27th and Pine Lake.
Hey, Nebraska, this is your moment. Love Nebraska is already making noise on the court, but they're still missing one thing, a nickname. That's where you come in. Love Nebraska is giving fans the chance to submit the team's official nickname. Fans will then vote on the finalists later this season. Head to lovneb.com/nameyourteam to submit your nickname and get in the game. Submissions end on February 22nd. Name your team, shape the legacy.
A lot of people in the summertime think, gee, I want to build a new home. By the time they go through the process of sitting down, getting the permits, and getting the home started, the home isn't done until January or February.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
I think the best time to start designing your new home is the month of February. Get an early start on it. Sit down, the snow's flying. Let's sit around the table. Let's drop some plans. When we're looking out for a homeowner, we're always keeping their budget in mind. Let's put numbers together and let's get that thing started so that the home's done in summer or fall before school starts. So now is really the time to be contacting us to get an appointment to get the job done.
Make your dream a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America. Welcome to Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome in to the Nebraska Wrestling post-match. Just wrapped up, and the Huskers stay hot. They get another win, a pretty dominant one at that, 28-11. Nebraska closes out their road match versus Illinois, 8 straight wins after a little bit of a slower start. We got Caleb Smith here to talk about the former Husker wrestler himself. No Ridge Lovett as he's held up, but no one else better to have than Caleb Smith. But maybe someday, sounds like maybe both of you guys.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to happen.
It should be plenty of fun. If you guys want to join in, 402-464-5685. That is the Starter Heyman text line. Like I said, number 5 Nebraska takes down number 11 Illinois on the road. What are your just initial thoughts? Then we'll kind of go through weight class by weight class. Because like I said, it starts off slow, but then they do pull off 8 straight to kind of put the nails in the coffin.
8 straight sounds like domination to me. I mean, the matches we lost were bonus points, but we did not look back for a second after that. Pretty dominant performances all around, really in every match you could say. It was definitely interesting to watch. Pretty not the best start, but boy, did we get after it after that.
Yeah, and that's what you love to see, right? You're not always going to come out with fire. We unfortunately saw it with Nebraska basketball too, right? They're playing Badoo, and it's 1-14. But can you battle back and show a little bit of grit and toughness? And that's exactly what you saw with these guys tonight. Is it wasn't looking great, and then once it got rolling, it was all Huskers after that. And Illinois kind of, I think the belief that they could come out and pull off the upset started to fade away pretty quickly. And then Antrell Taylor, we'll get to him once again, puts a dagger in the heart. And that's, I don't know how many top 10 matchups he has so far that he's came out on top, but he's been looking phenomenal. On a quick side note, though, just because this is incredibly interesting, Penn State dominated Ohio State. You had a 1v2 matchup, also sellout crowd for Penn State. They were at home, and it must have been working for them because that place was loud. In Ohio State, we talked about it. Mendez is the only one who gets the win out of there. It was, what did I say?
5 to 30 something, maybe
36-5.
Yeah,
with Mendez getting the only win in the entire night. So on one hand, I won't make you make a comment, but I'm not the biggest Penn State wrestling fan, especially after some of what I thought cheap shots they had against Nebraska. So I was sitting here kind of watching that one as well on the side, hoping all right, Ohio State, let's see what you got here. Nebraska looked better in their match versus Penn State, at least more competitive. I mean, a lot of these Ohio State, Penn State matches, they weren't even quite close. It was really Mendez, and then there was a lot of extra points after that and pretty much dominance throughout there. So, again, I don't know if you're rooting for Penn State or not, but on the one hand, Nebraska looked a lot better than Ohio State did.
Agreed. I mean, we got to give Penn State their flowers. They just clinched their 6th consecutive Big Ten title, so kudos to them.
Yeah, and they looked apart. They were starting to look like that elite team once again. Let's go ahead and start in, though. 125, Kale comes out there. He just couldn't ever really get a good. Well, I shouldn't say that. At the beginning, he got a quick
takedown. I thought he set the tone, and I was actually coaching a youth practice, so I'm over here. Hey, do this, do that, and I look over. I'm like, oh, we got a takedown. Cool. Do this, do that. I look over another second, and match is over. And that's just the sport. That's the way it goes. If you're not focused for the whole time, you slip up 1 second, especially in the Big Ten, it might be over real quick.
Yeah, and there's so much pride in there. Like, just because you get that quick first takedown, the guy's not going to give it to you more often than not, especially if you're not one of those guys that has the fear factor yet. And that's no disrespect to Kale. That's something that takes time and a lot of wins under the belt. Like, you get to Antrell Taylor, Brock Hardy, obviously you and Ridge Lovett, AJ Ferrari. You can kind of impose that fear factor a little bit. For those newer guys, you got to really stay on top of them and make sure they don't have any sort of that belief that then get back into it. But that one was, like I said, kind of a rough start there. I don't know. Do they need to make a switch at 125? Do you like it's? I'm not in the room, so I'm not going to tell Coach Manning what he needs to do.
See, it's just so tricky. I mean, there is a big experience factor that might be overlooked. Kale, this is his first year in the lineup. He's technically a true redshirt freshman against somebody who is a graduate student, transferred from UNC. I wrestled him last year. And Spencer Moore, he's a tough guy. Did I think that we were going to get pinned in that match? No, especially after the first takedown. But as we're talking, do we change that? I don't know. We're looking at our other 125-pounder, as we mentioned, Van D had some illness, was out for this match. Hopefully he's feeling better this weekend. Could hopefully see him Sunday.
Because he was the start of the last one, right?
Yeah.
And he looked great.
He looked great.
Mm-hmm.
He did. And he finished great. And this time, maybe not so much, but our other 125-pounder bumped up, weighed in at 125.
Yeah.
He has to make weight on Sunday and bumped up to 133. He did get tech fouled, but he was he was hanging in with Lucas Bird for a little bit.
Mhm.
I mean, maybe not close, but he's given up probably realistically, at least 10 pounds or more, and still hanging them in with someone who's undefeated.
Yeah, you just want to see some signs in there.
Exactly.
That, like, it's not, it's not always going to look pretty, and without the experience, you can kind of anticipate that at times. But give me some hope. Give me some signs that you're starting to make some progress. And you talk about it all the time, especially when you're those early guys. Like, show that you have the fight,
Exactly.
that you want to be there, and that you want the show, and that's your mat time.
And that's what I thought we saw a little bit more out of Allen tonight. Kale, I think he's a great wrestler. I think he just needs a little bit more time to develop his mindset. He's got all the skills, all the talent in the world, and he can do great things. He beat me in my wrestle off last year, so he needs his respect too. He's
Absolutely
a Nebraska native. Like he's very talented. He's just figuring it out, and it's a hard process to figure out, but we'll see what that lineup looks like. I think that I think there will be a change. I think maybe it's worth giving Allen a chance to go start at 125 just to see what happens against another top 25 guy on Sunday, and then maybe we see who's doing what and reassess after that.
Well, let's get to Alan Kohler. He started things off. He was at 133, and he had the number one wrestler coming at him. So it was going to be a big undefeated at that, and he obviously kept it going tonight, unfortunately. And that would set Illinois up 6-0 because Bird would win by tech fall, and the Huskers would trail 11-0 after the end of 133. Moving on, though, Brock Hardy. Brock Hardy comes alive at 141, number 4, Brock Hardy. He secures it, a 20-4 win. He gets bonus points in that one. Were you able to get eyes on Brock Hardy?
Yeah, I got to see.
Okay.
I got to see every match after 125.
I know you're a busy guy, Smith. So
I literally after that I was like, all right, I'm locked in the rest of this duel because I just thought we would start a little hotter, and that's okay. It happens. I've had matches where they're like, how did Caleb lose to this guy? And it's part of the sport. It comes with it. You got to have thick skin, be able to take it. And
you never want to belittle these Big Ten programs, right? Like you never know.
You never know.
We just talked about Ohio State. A lot of those matches, people were favoring the Buckeyes. Well, I shouldn't say a lot, but there's a few, at least more than just Mendez, and it wasn't their night whatsoever.
No, not at all. Especially, it's really hard to wrestle at Penn State. That's another thing that really, I was proud of the team tonight. They went in enemy territory and took over. Granted, it took 2 matches, but after it started happening, we did not look back. It was nothing short of greatness.
How hard is it? Because you got to imagine you've wrestled on the road at Illinois as well, right? I'll be honest, on TV, doesn't look like the most exciting. It kind of feels like a place that might lull you to sleep. And sometimes those are the more dangerous ones. Because for football, we talk about time, like going to Rutgers, 11 a.m., Piscataway, like you better wake up and be ready to play because don't let that atmosphere control how you feel.
It's a lot smaller environment. The fan base isn't Nebraska, which is really hard to replicate for any sport, realistically. So shout out to y'all. But it's definitely something that could lull you to sleep if you're not mentally prepared to fight. And I'm just glad that we woke up at the right time.
What'd you see out of Brock Hardy and his ability? I mean, it was pretty dominant all the way
I saw
through.
pure dominance. I saw Brock Hardy doing Brock Hardy things. He looks like he's feeling himself a little bit again. And when Brock's feeling himself, I don't think anybody can touch him.
I've talked about this a little bit with Ridge. Like, what makes him so hard to compete against? Because when I watch him, again, I'll call myself a novice when it comes to the wrestling world and enjoying it, watching it. He just seems a guy with a lot of tools in his belt. He knows how to get out of a lot of sticky situations. He's got a lot of offense. He doesn't always, show a ton of offense early, and I know Rich talks about that, but he's got a bunch of tools in his bag and a lot of unique moves. He'll kind of combine it. He did that breakdown. I don't know if you saw it the other day, which was awesome. I wish to keep doing that. I put that stuff out there. It's great to have the actual guy break it down himself, but you can just see he's very experienced, and there's not a lot of situations you can put him in where he's uncomfortable.
Yeah, Brock Hardy is a guy that can wrestle in all positions, literally all positions. You have his knee pulled out to the side. He's got flexible knees. You got him in a crazy bad position. He finds a way to keep on wrestling and not pause. He doesn't think when he wrestles. He just reacts, and that's just a testament to his work ethic and his training. He's an absolute stud in the wrestling room, and even off the mat, he's a great guy. But you see how developed he is from the beginning of his career to now.
Mm-hmm.
He just hasn't like he's getting better every single match, and that's something our coaches preach, and he's living proof of that.
How big is that difference from year one?
I think it would be substantial. Like even just his body has changed a lot. Like he's matured a lot. He took 2 years off. He had his mission because he's Mormon. He went to Brazil, had his mission, didn't get to touch the mat. He said he wrestled like one time in this 2 years.
Hold on, I didn't know this story.
They would not let him wrestle because they were worried that he would get hurt. So he didn't get to wrestle. He got to do jiu-jitsu one time as well. And that was it for him. And just to see, he goes from being, All-American. Now he's third. Now he's in the finals. Now, we're just climbing the podium every year. And I think this guy, he's got a serious chance of finishing on top.
I think so.
A tall task ahead of him, but he's beat Mendez before. And I think Brock can get him when it really counts.
I think so too. You just see the guy that's, again, you just see a calmness about him. And you talked about it. He can wrestle in every single position. So good luck trying to get him flustered.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great wrestlers out there that, I can think can definitely make it a battle. But Brock Hardy, to everything we just said there, he's a tough guy to really get out of sorts there. We'll get one more and then we'll go to our first break here. And like I said, I just re-uploaded it to X as well. So you guys are welcome to join in, chime in on the streams. And then 402-464-5685, talking Husker Wrestling post-match as Nebraska, number 5 Nebraska, takes on at number 11 Illinois on the road. Going on to Chance Lamer. Again, what? Excuse me.
8-5 victory.
Yeah, 8-5 victory. What'd you see out of him? It's good to see him. He looks like he's getting his mojo going again.
Yeah, he definitely looked like he was getting his mojo. He got a takedown really quick, and that's something we've been preaching is getting the first takedown. There's a stat that says people who score the first takedown in matches, their odds of winning increase to 80%. And every match that we won tonight, they got the first takedown. Every match we won tonight, we got the first takedown. And Chance Lamer did that. He got reversed, and then he was riding tough. Even after he got reversed, he still had a chance to get another takedown late. And you just love to see a guy that wants to push the pace, even when there's only 5 seconds left. He's trying to fight for those team points. And I thought he performed pretty well. We need a little bit more offense out of him, but he's coming along. He's coming together at the right time.
Absolutely. I mean, we saw that with Penn State. Unfortunately, he was on the other side of it because that thing opened up and it was immediate takedown on Lamer. And it's so hard when you're just at an uphill battle. Again, I hate to always use analogies for other sports, but again, it's the same thing as that Purdue-Nebraska game. Nebraska probably wins that game if they don't come out ice cold.
Agreed.
And let Purdue just start, controlling the pace, controlling the tempo, and putting the pressure all on Nebraska. And all of a sudden, Nebraska's in the game, and it feels tight. Where they're like, man, we really need to start hitting every single shot, otherwise, we're going to be down by 22 before we know it. And they were down by 22. But because he had that leadership, they still didn't panic, which is great. But it is an incredibly tough thing to do. So well said with Chance Lamer. That's back-to-back. Obviously, Northwestern, he was dominant. And now this one, he follows up with it. So hopefully he can continue that streak as well. And we'll keep talking about it because, as we said at the beginning, it was 8 straight wins for Nebraska to really keep this thing rolling for a huge win on the road versus Illinois. Don't go anywhere. Husker Wrestling post-match. Myself, Harrison Arns, former Husker wrestler, Caleb Smith. We'll talk to you guys in a little bit.
Looking to get a room downtown or near South Lincoln? Abe Lincoln would tell you no to the Ford Theater and yes to Lincoln Hotel. Save up to 40% off downtown Lincoln prices with a nice clean room and comfortable stay. Lincoln Hotel is locally owned and offers a day pass to the city's largest locally owned gym, Good Life Fitness. Long-term stays are available. You can learn more about pricing and book your Lincoln Hotel stay today at staylnk.com or call 402-600-0565. That's staylnk.com or call 402-600-0565.
No one's ever explained it this way. That's what we hear at Trade-Offs when you finally see how today's crop insurance tools work with your grain marketing plan, not in isolation. With hail and wind rates increasing and margins already tight, it's time to challenge how you look at crop insurance. It's time to ask better questions. It's time to call Trade-Offs. Call us at 402-858-7501 or visit gotradeoffs.com to start the conversation. That's GOTREDAS.com. Trade-Offs, ingrained in your success. No, seriously, give us a call.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue. It's hard to choose a favorite at Hog Wild, but I'd have to say it's their award-winning ribs. Hog Wild buys their meat from those who share their high-quality standards, then hand rubs each slab with their famous seasoning blend and slow smokes them over hickory each and every day for flavor and tenderness you're gonna keep coming back for. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
It's the two-fingered wave on a gravel road. It's letting the kids take dad's truck to prom. It's Friday nights under the lights of a hometown football field. Eustace Body Shop knows small towns. It's where our values are rooted. We treat our people right, and in turn, they treat you, our customer, right. And we give back to our communities. Not much more small town than that. Eustace Body Shop, small town service, big city technology.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Just got the brakes fixed on my car today.
You did? You haven't even left the office.
I didn't need to. I got a guy who picks up my car and drops it off when it's done.
Well, who's your guy?
Graham Tire. They have pickup and delivery service at all 5 of their Lincoln locations.
Schedule your service online on the Pickup and Delivery tab at GrahamTireLincoln.com. That's GrahamTireLincoln.com. Let us do the running. Some limitations apply. See store for details.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and on behalf of the entire Koppel team, we would like to say thank you to all of our loyal customers and employees that have allowed us to become one of the most successful GM dealerships in the country for the past 50 years. So we are celebrating that with some huge discounts. Right now, we have up to $13,500 off MSRP or 0% APR on select new models, and new Blazer EVs are leasing for $279 a month with 0 down. So check us out online at KoppelCars.com. All deals with approved credit. See dealer for details.
A membership with John Henry's will fast track you to front-of-the-line service, seasonal tune-ups, and far fewer unexpected moments. That means no breakdowns, no waiting on a call, and no nonsense. It's consistent care that prevents small issues from turning into big bills. Join the Comfort Club and get VIP treatment 365 days a year with 24-hour priority response, member-only discounts, and peace of mind on your home's most expensive systems. Call John Henry's.
John Henry's Plumbing. Heating and air.
And electrical.
Golfing in 72 degrees and perfect conditions in Nebraska doesn't seem possible in the winter, but it is. Double Eagle Golf is your escape from the bone-chilling cold outside and a reason to keep the clubs out year-round. Book a bay with some friends for a weekend or come by for golf and happy hour on a weekday. Spring leagues begin in February. Get signed up today. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street, online at doubleeagle.golf.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket immediately after every Nebraska men's basketball game for 1 hour of post-game recap. The Nebraska Basketball Postgame Show is sponsored by Union Bank and Trust, John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical, Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, and the Lincoln Airport on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to The Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. Husker Wrestling post-match. Got myself, Harrison Arns. Joined to my left, Caleb Smith, the former Husker wrestler, still active wrestler. And on a quick side note, aren't you going to Paraguay pretty soon?
I'm going to Albania.
Oh, Albania.
Not this week, but the following week. Me and Ridge and Liam Cronin, 3 of the Nebraska Wrestling Training Center athletes, will be going to Albania to compete in the second ranking series to hopefully get ranked in the world and win an international title.
I hope you do, because they're not going to harass DP like, hey, man, I got a media rights. You got to send me over there across the country so I can go watch the guys wrestle. It is cool, though. You have been watching a lot more Eyes on Wrestling, certainly here in Nebraska, but some of the others. But we'll get back to Illinois and Nebraska. Nebraska wins it by a pretty decisive margin. And we got the Go Big Red captain in here saying the Big Ten is a gauntlet when it comes to wrestling. Amen to that. You're not wrong, but on the bright side, Nebraska was able to get through that gauntlet today through a dominant win. We wrapped up on the last one talking about Chance Lamer's big win at 149. And moving on here, we'll get to Intrell Taylor. I said it before we started. He makes me nervous, but he finds a way to get it done. Another top 10 win for Antrell Taylor.
I think we need to give him the nickname Mr. Clutch.
Mr. Clutch?
That's what he does.
Cardiac Taylor?
Cardiac Taylor. Hey, if it's tied, good luck. That's all I got to say to you, because if he gets his hands locked, you're probably going to lose.
Oh, that was it. And at the end there, he had a clutch finish. And we got Joe on YouTube in here. 28-11 final score for the Huskers. It was a slow start, but as we mentioned, they go rattle off 8 straight wins. And Antrell Taylor obviously being part of that. And yeah, it was really close. Like, what did you see at the beginning? I saw at the end there, he needed it. He gets a late takedown, and you could see the kid was heavily disappointed. He was shaking his head on the mat.
Down.
He couldn't believe it. He got that late ankle pick. He got a little good body lock on him and then tripped him, and it was all Antrell Taylor, and you could tell. I mean, that's a tough way to go out. What did you see in the match?
I saw a lot of resilience in the match. I think Antrell, he got to his offense a little bit more early, maybe not scoring, but at least getting attempts out there. And he got out really quick. His top game, I was impressed. He rode the guy for 28 seconds to start. Guy ends up getting away. He gets out in like 3 seconds. I mean, that's just national championship wrestling. And then, he gets hit with a stall call right after he gets out 20 seconds later. Kind of confused on the call. I didn't see a lot of wrestling. He got pushed out of bounds, and then Trelly pushed a dude out of bounds, and they called continuation. So, there could be some home cooking, but at the same time, it is what it is. He found a way to get his hands locked. He went to a signature body lock and put that boy down.
Once he has that body lock, I mean, help me out. How do you get out of that, especially with a guy like Antrell Taylor?
You pray. There's not a lot that you can do. When he gets that body lock, really, you have 2 options. You either challenge him and try to go big, or you try to find a way to roll. But he's so strong, and he's been in that position probably hundreds of thousands of times. He's comfortable there, and his composure when he gets there is really what impressed me. Most guys, when they start to get challenged, they kind of shy away. Antrell Taylor, he was like, I'm either going to win this in this position or I'm going to lose it. And, the guy who usually sends their offense first gets their hands raised, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, I mean, the best thing I can say to him is he reminds me of my guy, Caleb Williams of the Chicago Bears. When it matters most, that's when he comes through, and that is definitely Antrell Taylor. I'm hard-pressed to think of anybody more athletic than him. I really mean that. Like, he is, when I watch him, he is such a quick twitch athlete. And then you think it's the speed, but then to your point, the power he has. Like, in his frame, he's got some unreal strength in him. He'll throw you down on the mat with some aggression on there. So shout out to Antrell Taylor. He's been staying hot. You go all the way back to the national duels down there in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The narratives are out there like, oh, he's not as good, or maybe we overestimated him. And now you're hearing everybody hop right back on like, this guy's got a really good shot to go back-to-back national champs. But we still got some matches left before we get there. Moving on, LJ Araujo gets another win, keeps stacking them up for the Huskers. And he gets, what was the final score of that one? I'm trying to find it here.
6 or maybe, was it 6 or 8 to 4 or 2, something like that. It was, I don't remember the final score. I know it was maybe a 1.
I want to say it was 6-2. It was 4-2, after the first.
And then he
got the riding time, I think,
and
as
he
well.
got reversed. And so I believe it might have been 8-6 or 8-9, something like that. Or no. It was 9-6, I believe, was the score. But I could be wrong. Either way, he gets another top 10 win as a true freshman, redshirt freshman in the lineup. Came back. He was in Brazil last weekend, made another world team. And he's a bronze medalist for the world championships, U23 world championships. So this guy has been competing at a high level for a long time. But when he just steps into the college lineup and he's beating top 10 guys, I mean, it's really impressive to see not only his maturity, but the way that he can ride guys. That's something that usually takes a longer time to develop, but he's got that down at a young age, and it's going to take him very far in this sport.
Yeah, and you can say, I mean, this was a tough match too. I mean, this is another top 10 battle. And you and Ridge highlighted this before. Like, yeah, some of these Illinois matches we're going to be favored, but there were some tough matches out here as well. In LJ, he had another one, number 7 versus number 8. So he gets that one done. And this was actually the match to start swinging it in Nebraska's favor, because we're all knotted up at 11 until LJ came down, and then we go ahead and take the lead. 8-5 over Skulls was the final there. So top 10 win, and that put the Huskers up 14-11. And then one of my, just favorites to watch this year in particular, Minto. He's up next. What'd you see out of this guy?
Man, he's literally got to be the hardest person to score on in the NCAA.
I think so.
Him or Antrell Taylor. I'm not sure who's given up more takedowns, but it's a debate between who is harder to take down. I would say Trelly, if you get him on his feet, he's harder to take down. And Minto on the mat, there's no way you're scoring. I thought he was compromising some positions, and he just found a way to get out of it and even create his own offense out of it, that's his style. He's a hard-nosed wrestler, blue chip recruit, wasn't super heavily recruited out of high school from Florida, but he's doing his thing out here, up a weight class, and he looks like he just fits in the weight class real easy.
He definitely does. And to your point, his defense is so good. It was scoreless after the first, and it wasn't by, a lack of effort by Illinois. They were trying to take him down, but he's a tough guy, and he's scary to go up against too, because to your point, he can turn that defense into offense before you know it. And he gets it done with a late takedown to put the Huskers up, and that makes it 17-11 after Minto gets his offense going late when it matters most. And they would just keep on rolling with more and more Husker victories. Then we had number 6, Silas Allred. He had Chris Moore, number 18, Chris Moore coming up at that. It was a 3-0 lead after the first, and then he would go ahead and make it 6 in a row. He wins it and put the Huskers up 20-11 after his win. What'd you see in this match?
I thought that he was pretty dominant. I mean, Silas, when he's getting to his offense, I think he's one of the scarier wrestlers at his weight class, and we haven't seen him always get to his offense this year, but tonight he definitely got to it. He was getting a lot of attempts out, and when he gets on your leg, he's a good finisher, and that's exactly what he did. I was very impressed with how he wrestled, especially another top 25 guy at his house. I believe that might be one of their last duels, if not the last duel at home, and he just shut the crowd down. It was awesome to watch.
That's probably Illinois Senior Day too.
I believe so. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't want to say for sure, but if it is, tough.
Yeah.
That's also on you. Schedule in Nebraska for Senior Day. You got to be aware of who you're putting on the schedule there. If it was a text line, I don't know if we got any Fighting Illini out there, but you can always text us if we're wrong on that. 402-464-5685, or you guys can keep chiming in on the streams as well. And we got the captain on here. Antrell is the most dangerous man wrestling when he is tied or down points. So far this year, that statement would be true with what he's been putting on tape. 6 in a straight, though, after I mentioned, like I said, he goes ahead and gets it done. And then we move on to Camden McDaniel, number 9 versus unranked Cade Lott. And this one was pretty dominant fashion. What'd you see?
Cam was getting to his high crotch left and right. And, I mean, he was on one tonight. That's really the best way I could put it. He looked like he wanted to score a lot of points.
He did.
And he
15-4 major.
Exactly. Like, that's really impressive to do against somebody who's a seasoned vet like Cade Lott, transferred from UNC too, I believe, and Cam put it on him. I've been telling him, like, dude, you're dangerous, and your finish rate is insane.
Is it really? What is it? You know what? Off the top of your
I
head?
don't know it, but I know when he gets his hands locked, like, he's gonna finish. Yeah, in the Penn State match, me and Rich were talking about it. He went, I believe, 50% was his finish rate against somebody who was an All-American, returning national finalist, Josh Barr. I mean, this guy is young, he's hungry, and he's determined. And the combination of those three things lead to dominant wins like we showed tonight.
He definitely looked hungry in that one. And you just love to see that. And again, getting those points at 15-4 major, that one finishes up. What year is he?
He's a sophomore now.
Sophomore?
Last year, he was a true freshman.
Oh,
He's
man.
a true sophomore. Did not redshirt. He didn't want to take that option this year either. He said, I'm good enough to go win it. And you're seeing it. You're seeing this guy really grow in his confidence. Every time he competes, that margin of victory starts to get a little bit larger.
That makes me happier. I'm not going to lie. I thought he was a junior because he just wrestles like,
Yeah,
like
he
a
does.
junior. So you got a grown man right there. And now us Nebraska fans, as everything stays good with here on the program, we'll get to keep watching this guy in the Nebraska uniform, which is phenomenal. And then we got one more here, A.J. Ferrari. He gets it done as well. He gets it with the 8 straight wins, closes down. And it was not a nobody. He had number 13 Luffman in there. And Ferrari scores. He wins it. It was 11-2-1.
Yeah, another top 15 win. AJ was getting to his offense. His defense looked actually really good. And I don't know how to explain it, but he's got to be one of the strongest wrestlers I've ever seen. He's on both knees with his hands locked, which for most people is a bad position, but AJ finds a way to get to his feet, I would say almost 100% of the time.
I know, it's crazy.
And if he scores or not, that's up for debate, but usually he's finishing those. And to see somebody that is just now going to heavyweight, was at 97, bumping up against somebody who's another seasoned vet at that weight class, he handled it with extreme composure and like we could said again, pure dominance. I believe dominance should be the word for the day, especially for the Huskers.
To the last 2 weeks, dominance. And that's exactly what you want to see. You and Ridge Levitt nailed this. You know, like you guys weren't talking crazy, which I don't think people were expecting you to, but you guys didn't seem overly concerned or panicked. You weren't happy that they weren't dominating early on, but you guys didn't mention like this is not when it matters right now. Obviously, you want to start getting some wins and you want to start putting yourself in that position, but we're getting to the point of the season where it really matters. And even though you lost at Penn State, I talked about with Ridge during that post-match, you saw a lot of good things in there. And then you go watch Ohio State today and you're like, you think about where Nebraska wrestling started at the beginning of the year and where Ohio State wrestling started at the beginning of the year. Feels like Nebraska keeps getting better. I don't know if I can say the same about Ohio State wrestling right now, the way that last match in particular went. You never want to take them lightly. Anybody in the Big Ten, you don't want to take them lightly. But it is good to see Nebraska wrestling just week by week. They look like they're getting better as a unit. So all sunshines and rainbows over here in Lincoln, Nebraska. Not so much down there in Champaign, Illinois. But with that being said, we'll go ahead, throw it to our last break here, and we'll kind of summarize the whole match and a little bit of what's ahead for Nebraska wrestling right here, 93.7 The Ticket. Myself, Harrison Arns, Caleb Smith to my left. We'll talk to you guys in a bit.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Let's fly. Your next trip starts at Lincoln Airport with American Airlines. Now flying nonstop service to Dallas, Fort Worth, and Chicago. American Airlines connects Lincoln to major hubs and destinations around the globe. Wherever you're headed, LNK gets you there with new nonstop flights on American Airlines.
Now boarding.
Convenient, fast, and stress-free. Book your next flight at LincolnAirport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get 1 half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
If you're a farmer, you need to hear this game-changing news about crop insurance. It's now possible to protect up to 95% of your farm's revenue, not at the county level, but down to your individual fields. At Trados, we help farms design protection that works with their marketing plan, not in isolation. The key isn't buying another product. It's understanding how coverage, grain marketing, and your operation work together. As hail and wind rates continue to increase, now's the time to ask better questions. Call us today or visit gotrados.com to start protecting 95%. That's GOTREDAS.com. Trados, ingrained in your success.
Nutrition Authority presents Fusion 30, an ultra premium protein ideal for anyone wanting to look, feel, and perform their best. Fusion 30 can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Stop in today for a free sample, visit with a certified nutritionist, and get better than internet pricing. For store info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Here's Stacy from Petal Creations.
Ordering flowers is intimidating if you don't know what you're doing.
Petal Creations experts care about designing a bouquet that conveys your special message from the heart.
You deserve to have a personal florist that you can depend on, who can take your message, turn it into a bouquet, and deliver it in a timely manner. And the rest is up to you.
Petal Creations in the Edgewood Shopping Center or at petalcreations.com.
So give us a call. We've got you.
When it comes to keeping your equipment running, you've got options at Landmark Implement. Whether you need premium John Deere parts or a more economical solution, A&I parts from Landmark deliver the dependable performance you can count on with cost savings up to 40%. From filters and bearings to belts and everyday repairs, A&I parts are built to work as hard as you do while helping stretch your budget further. Stop by your local Landmark Implement parts counter today or shop online anytime at shop.deere.com and experience the Landmark difference.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Back to The Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. Final segment. Recapping Husker wrestling post-match. We just went through weight by weight. Nebraska dominant fashion on the road at that. They stay hot after, 47-0 win over Northwestern at home on senior day. They followed this up with a big-time win, 28-11 on the road versus Illinois. And if you guys were listening previously, you can go back on YouTube. These weren't just cupcake matches. There's some gritty, tough wins out there. And Mark Banning's got this team humming at the right point in time. But they got another tough one, debatably, coming up here on Sunday. They got Indiana, 11 a.m. in the morning, and they're all on the road at this point. So you guys will have to check them out via stream or on TV. You won't be able, well, unless you're traveling. You can't go out there to Indiana. I don't imagine. What's their wrestling crowd? Do they got a big following? I wouldn't think so.
Not super big.
Okay.
But I feel like it's growing.
Okay. I think it's growing everywhere. It's hard to compete against Nebraska, as you said at the beginning. What do we need to know about Indiana?
Indiana has 6 ranked wrestlers. Their 125 is ranked 16th. Their 141 pounder is ranked 25th. 165 is ranked 17th. Their 174 is ranked 30th. Their 184, Silas's last match in his home state, will be wrestling the number 15th wrestler in the nation, and their 197 is ranked 23rd. So it's not going to be a cupcake match. Like we said, just like this one, you're in the Big Ten. You got to be ready to wrestle all these matches, and some familiar faces.
Yeah, well, you know one of them.
I know one of them, Jacob Moran. I wrestled him last year on senior night. I wrestled him actually quite a few times last year. I think 2 or 3. So he's a quality opponent. He might not try to do a whole lot, but it's going to be up to us to try to open him up. And I'm excited to see who goes out there and just hopefully we set the tone the right way. No matter what the result is, just I want to see some fight. I want to see some action and just belief.
Absolutely. And at this point, at least they're putting enough on tape where you're starting to feel good about the direction that this team is heading. Again, I feel like I watched this team at the beginning of the year and to where they're at now. Yeah, it feels like just about everyone out there is continually getting better, which is all great for Nebraska wrestling. And I think health-wise, everyone's feeling pretty good at this point. We talked about with the illness.
Oh, Jacob Van D.
Thank you. Jacob Van D with the illness, but at least that's a temporary thing. It's not surgeries or anything that he needs to get repaired. He just needs to get a little bit healthier and get his hydration up and going and keep that weight intact. But at this point in the season, like, what are some of the guys that are really catching your eye? Because I know Nebraska wrestling, they're all great, but when you're talking about chances to be a national champ, who are some of the guys you say, you're like, you know what, I see a real road for him to go pull this off?
I would say The one, obviously, we know the people who's been to the national finals, like Antrell Taylor, Brock Hardy. We understand that. AJ Ferrari, we got that. But let's talk about the people who might not get enough limelight. And the main one I'm going to mention is going to be Christopher Mento.
How's mine?
I've been saying he's going to make at least the national finals this year. He's worked his butt off all summer. I've been in there working with him. I've seen him working with, even when I'm not working. And it's hard to outwork me. I got to say that. But that guy is hungry, and I think he's coming for a national title this year.
Well, you said, too, like his defense is good enough to go against anybody out there. And if you get one of those matches with him and he can turn that defense into offense. Also, he's just another guy where he's got that freaky strength.
Yeah.
Has he always been in that same weight class?
No. So he was down a weight last year at 165.
Right. He filled that frame pretty good. That looks like he should wrestle at that every year.
He was cutting a lot of weight, me and him both last year. And he filled out really easily. He's taken a lot of maturity in his development, and I just am so excited to see what he's going to do. Another person who might be a sleeper on this list could be LJ Araujo. I think that he can compete with anybody. I can see him going to the top of the podium this year.
I want to see Silas Allred.
And I was going to mention Silas as well next. I think Silas Allred, this is his last year, and he's wrestling with nothing to lose. So he could get it done. Honestly, I could be biased and say everybody could get it done. I believe that everybody could on the right day. We had a great year last year, great 3 days, great 5 days, actually. And I think that they're going to try to top that.
Yeah, I would have asked you for everybody, but, you hear the outro music. We don't have time for that. But we can at least talk about some of the guys who've been really flashing on TV. But to your point, this whole team's humming at the right time. So they got a couple more matches left. Indiana, and I think it's Utah Valley.
Utah Valley.
Last one, and then we'll be in postseason play before you know it. That is Caleb Smith. I am Harrison Arns. Appreciate everybody listening. This was the Husker Wrestling post match. We'll throw it to national. The guys will join you Saturday morning. Husker Online, 8 to 9 a.m. We'll start there.
Just got new tires put on my car today. You did?